everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to paint a peony flower. So let's do it. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to go through all my materials. I have my Arches watercolor paper, I have my Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors, and my Princeton snap brush. I have a size 10 that I'm going to be using, my water, my paper towel, and all that stuff. All right. So I've done a few tutorials where I've included how to paint a peony. I'm gonna try it a bit different this time. I feel like peony flowers are my absolute favorites, but they are also one of the most difficult because of the amount of layers they have to them. And you can go really loose and really abstract with them. Some people do really detailed, realistic looking ones, which scare the poop out of me. I couldn't do that. But I feel like I keep trying to figure out how I can paint them to look different. So we're gonna try that today. So I'm gonna do one that's more open. I feel like I do them a bit more closed usually, but I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna start with a really light wash just because I find you can always go darker rather than lighter if you mess up. So I'm just gonna do the bottom petals, very, what's the word? I don't know, rough, I guess. I don't know. And then this isn't gonna be a realistic looking one, but I'm gonna try and put a bit more detail to it, like more petals and stuff. We're gonna see how it's gonna work. I really don't know. So we're just kind of doing kind of rough petals in a curved, like U shape almost. And then I'm going to do some more up here, but some shorter ones. Okay, they're not going to be as long that way. They're just a bit shorter. Rough edges, like so. Okay, so this is going to be the middle of the flower. And I just did the first layer of petals around. Now I'm going to do some of the petals that have begun to fall. So just again, kind of rough petal shapes falling. Trying to leave some of that white space in between. Kinda, I guess. And just, you know, keep adding some petals to the side if that's what you feel. I'm gonna start dropping some darker color in there just before it dries, especially down kind of where that bottom of that first U curve shape was. And then at the bottom of these petals up here. Now hopefully it hasn't dried. Over here for me it has begun to dry. So I'm just gonna go over it, make it wet again. I made it a little darker than I wanted to. I really wanted those to stay light. And this is the tricky part about working with this paper. Well, no, not this paper. This paper is really good for staying wet longer, but just in general, just trying to keep some of that stuff wet. Okay. And now I'm going to do the curved parts in the middle. So there's a lot more petals closer together, and I'm just gonna do some like curvy, like that. Then I'm gonna do a couple more. I don't know if this is working the way I wanted it to. Just filling in those spaces, but leaving white space, or trying to. I feel like the top ones did not go the way I wanted them to go. I didn't leave enough white space. I'm just gonna try and mop up some of that so I can have a little bit of white space. I love how I call these tutorials, but I don't actually know what I'm doing a lot of the time. And then I'm just going to add some petals around. Okay. I feel like the most important part is getting the white space in between those little lines up there, because that's where it's really starting, or really closed in and tight. And now I'm just gonna try and darken up. So you wanna do a light wash so you can really darken up some of those areas, especially in the middle here where it's tight. You know, maybe bring some down for those petals. Okay, and you don't have to darken it up everywhere, but just pick maybe a few places to really put those dark bits. I kind of like right in the middle of the flower, and then down by where the petals that are falling connect to that kind of original U shape that we did. Okay. And then if you feel the need, you can always just add more petals around like that. Feel like I'm gonna drop in some yellow there too for the middle, because you can start to see a little bit of yellow. That center of the peony, because it's opening. Well, starting to at least. Okay, so there's our peony. I am going to do the leaves now. And if you've watched my other videos, you know that I like when the leaves start to touch the petals and they bleed together. So I'm gonna try and work decently fast. I'm just gonna mix some cadmium orange and any kind of my green, actually. I really want kind of like an olivey sap green. Actually, I might add some cadmium red to it as well. That's pretty brown, so more green. I just realized, can you see this? Okay. And I'm just going to start creating some petals. And oh my gosh, some leaves, guys. They're in the same shape as petals, it's fine. And alternating from light washes to dark. So there's some dark ones. I'm gonna wash all that off. I'm gonna drag some of that color out and do a nice light petal, that light leaf there. Oh my gosh. Okay, it just makes it a little more interesting to look at when you have dark leaves and light leaves together. So there's a really light one. I'm gonna grab some paint. Like that. And then you can even start to switch up your greens too. I'm gonna put in a brighter Viridian green with this mix. I don't like how bright that is. I'm gonna add some cadmium red. It just kind of mutes that brightness. Okay. You can even drop some of that green over there if you like. I'm actually going to draw the stem down here. And there you go. Okay, so there is your full peony. I'm just going to show you quickly how to do another little one up here, one that hasn't bloomed yet, so a little ball Really nice light wash. These ones are very easy. I can hear my son in the background. Just gonna have a bit of a C curve this way. C curve this way. And then you can drop in some of that pink. Not too much. Now this one is a little bit dull because I did have some green still on my brush. If you're wondering, I did not wash it off completely. Okay. Just put a little bit of that bright pink up there, just so those edges. Like that. And you're gonna take your greens that you've made and pop it in at the bottom, bleeding into that bottom. Coming down like that. You can even add some leaves there if you like to. Okay, and you can keep going if you want to do little blooms here and there, you know, fill the page up so it's like a peony garden, but it's really up to you. But I just wanted to show you guys another way to do the peony flower, which is my absolute favorite. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.